All right, well, welcome to the Minnesota Aspirations in Computing Certificate of Distinction celebration. We'd like to start by thanking all of you for attending. We had great plans for an in-person celebration, and unfortunately, that just wasn't possible. But thank you for your flexibility in our post-COVID world. I'm Katie Preem, and I'll be kicking us off today. I'd like to begin by talking about the invention of the compiler. And I know you're all thinking, gosh, compilers, they're not very impressive. Well, they're impressive, but we don't think of them very often when we think about writing code. But the compiler takes one language and it transposes it into another language. And when you write a program, for example, in Python, a computer can't read the English you've written, but a compiler can read zeros and ones, and a computer can read zeros and ones. So the compiler takes that English and it turns it into the zeros and ones so that a computer can read your code. Now, woman pictured here is Grace Hopper, and she was an extraordinary woman who wrote one of the first compilers. When Grace began her career, you couldn't write a computer program in English. And compilers changed the landscaping of computing. Believe it or not, Grace wrote one of the first compilers in 1952. She went on to co-author one of the most popular programming languages of her time and received many awards throughout her life. Pictured here, you can see the language COBOL. However, when Grace first started work on her compiler, she was told that it just couldn't be done. Yet, Grace boldly took the first steps and tried something new. And I think that's what a lot of you here today are being recognized for. Each one of you has stepped out of your comfort zone and asked to learn more, explore more, and discover more in the world of technology. And at General Mills, diversity and inclusion is a top priority. And we know that women are statistically underrepresented in the technology field. And so our Women in Technology group has been actively involved with aspirations in computing for several years. And our Discovering IT group works to raise awareness of tech careers with young people. These two groups have come together to put on this virtual event for you. And it's important to us that you feel supported and encouraged in your technology journey. And we're honored to play a small role in that here today. As we celebrate your accomplishments today, you'll meet with two different General Mills IT professionals. After our group photo on your screen, you'll be asked to join a breakout room along with several of your peers. In your breakout room, you'll have a chance to talk to a data scientist, a developer, a visualization engineer, or an analyst. And our General Mills presenters will help you understand what their role entails and will facilitate a discussion with you around their field of work. Our presenters will rotate through the breakout rooms, 1 and 2, for those sessions. And after both breakout sessions, we'll close the breakout rooms and we'll have you all gather back for a brief awards ceremony. Now, at this time, I'd like to introduce our presenters in the breakout rooms. So, Nev.
Hey everyone, I'm Nev, and I've been with General Mills for a few years and held a few different tech roles. I'm really excited to learn about what you guys have done in technology and also share with you a little bit about what I do in my day-to-day life as a data scientist. And I'll pass it off to Cozy, who's another presenter.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kosi Uzadama. I am a data engineer, a developer. I'm excited to get to share what I do at General Mills, and congratulations for being here. Pass it off to Reshma.
Hello, everyone. My name is Reshma Narayana. I also work at General Mills. I used to be a reporting analyst, and now I'm in a different role, but I'm very excited to be able to speak to you about data visualization today. Andrew.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew. I've had the opportunity to work as an analyst and as a developer, but today I'll be talking a little bit about the analyst roles that I've had, specifically on our sites like Betty Crocker and Pillsbury.com. And I'm really looking forward to having this discussions with all of you.
So before we take our group picture, I'd like to introduce a safety contact, which is a conversation exclusively around safety. And at General Mills, before many of our meetings, we have safety contacts. And today, because we're in the middle of summer, we're going to talk about sunburn safety. I recently learned that even one childhood sunburn can double a person's chance of getting skin cancer later in life. And I wanted to know, what can I do to prevent this? And there's 4 things that I came across. So first is act quickly. If you feel like you're getting sunburn or you see some redness on your skin, the easiest thing to do is remove yourself from the sun. Now, if we're already past that point and we're already burned, after a cool shower, we can moisturize or apply aloe, and that's my favorite. I love aloe if I get burned. Thirdly, hydration. So I didn't know this, but actually when you get sunburn, the moisture in your body is pulled to the surface of your skin to help it heal. And so you actually need to drink more water to help you stay hydrated. And fourth, you need to assess your burn. And if it covers more than 20% of your body, which is your whole back, you should seek medical attention. Now, what can we do to protect ourselves? Cover up when you're outdoors. Personally, I have this long sleeve swim shirt that's SPF proof, that's super cute, that I like to wear if I'm out in the sun all day. I wear sunscreen. I love my hat and sunglasses. And then also you can avoid the sun from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Because that's when it's strongest and you're most likely to get burned. And now that we've finished our safety contact, I'm going to turn it over to Russell Frankel to do our group photo.
Wonderful, everybody. Thank you so much for this part. And I think now back to you, Katie, to give us direction or kind of let everybody know what's happening now at the stage.
Yeah, so at this stage, we're going to begin our breakout sessions. And so Marcos is going to push a magic button and you're going to see something appear on your screen that says join a breakout room, and you'll hit OK. And then you'll be taken to a room with a couple of your peers and one of our General Mills presenters who are very excited to have a chat with you.
Well, it's 11 o'clock, so let's get going on our recognition ceremony. So, hi everybody. My name's Devin Sales, and I work at General Mills. I'm a manager on our data engineering team. And I'm also on the steering team for Minnesota Aspirations in Computing. And sort of my specialty on the steering team is planning our ceremonies, specifically like the recognition part that I'm going to do for you all today. So this is what I love, and I'm really excited to get to be a part of this event with you. So first, before we start recognizing you individually, just wanted to take a minute to kind of reiterate, what is the Certificate of Distinction? Like, what is this thing that you're being honored with? So our Aspirations Certificate of Distinction is awarded to students who've demonstrated evolving interest, aptitude, and commitment to computing. So our application review committee, when they were reviewing all the applications, back last winter, they saw those 3 things in your application: your interest, your aptitude, and your commitment to computing and learning more about technology. And we're really excited to welcome all of you into our Aspirations in Computing community. Part of what that means is that you've all got to meet each other today and kind of start to build those connections. There's also a fabulous Aspirations Facebook group that if you haven't been invited to by NCWIT yet, you will be receiving that information at some point this summer. That's another kind of way for you to get involved, meet people, and kind of get start to feel out like what this community is and what it could do for you. So also wanted to just say that this year we had 53 Minnesota students who were selected for the Certificate of Distinction Honor. I think we have around 16 to 20 online with us today. And so we're really excited to recognize you. One other thing in terms of your prizes. So NCWIT is going to be sending you your Certificate of Distinction in the mail at some point this summer, along with your swag bag of goodies. So we don't know the exact timeline on that, but you will be receiving a package at some point this summer. So kind of keep an eye out for that. And the one other thing I just wanted to kind of chat through real quick before we start recognizing you individually is kind of your accomplishments as a whole. We don't have time today to read through everybody's bios, but I kind of went through some of your application information and the information that we gathered from you and kind of picked out some of the key themes to kind of share with the group, just to get a flavor of the types of things that you all are doing with technology. So I saw quite a few of you are involved in some way in robotics teams at your school, which is awesome. There's a lot of web developers and web designers who are using HTML, CSS, JavaScript to build things on the web. Quite a few of you have also been involved in mobile apps. Maybe it's through Technovation, using App Inventor, or other ways that you've learned to build mobile apps. I saw coding with Python, and kind of along those lines, a lot of you are using tools like Code Academy and Khan Academy to learn new tech skills or learn new languages if you're interested in them. I also saw that a lot of you are taking AP computer science classes or other technology classes at your schools, which is awesome. And then also I saw a lot of participation in like summer camps and summer classes. Really, you're all finding so many different ways and avenues to explore your interest in technology, which is why you're being recognized at this event. And so with that, we're going to move into, I also just want to welcome, I haven't welcomed the parents and the families who have joined us. Thank you so much for support of your students and for being here and kind of getting to virtually recognize with us. So I'm going to, so let me explain a little bit how the recognition part is going to work, and just kind of bear with us as we work through the logistics of this. And so I'm going to read the name and your school. Marcos is going to find you and highlight you so that your video becomes large for the group, and you'll just wave like I'm waving, hi. You'll just wave as I say your name and your high school. You don't have to say anything. But just please have your video on so that when your turn comes, you're ready to go. Sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my list here. So we have Hamdi Adan as our first honoree. She is a recent graduate of Como Park High School in St. Paul. Congratulations, Hamdi. Awesome. Next, we have Elise Buzzle. She's an incoming sophomore at Henry Sibley High School in Mendota Heights. Congratulations, Elise. Next, we have Aerith Cruz. She's a recent graduate of Chaska High School. Congratulations, Aerith. And now we have Karina Dovgudko, an incoming senior at the Math and Science Academy in Woodbury. Karina. We'll move on to Annika Hayai. Annika is an incoming sophomore at Belgrade Bruton El Rosa Secondary. Congratulations, Annika. All right, next we have Saravia Idamudi. She's an incoming senior at Wayzata High School. Congrats, Saravia. All right, we have next Tanisha Kota. She's an incoming junior at Eastview High School in Apple Valley. Congrats, Tanisha. And we have Izzy Lauer. She is an incoming junior at Cretin-Durham Hall High School in St. Paul. Congrats, Izzy. Next is Alyssa Lundeen. She's a recent graduate of Fertile Beltrami High School, Secondary School. Congrats, Alyssa. Next is Emma McCarthy. She's an incoming senior at Open World Learning Community in St. Paul. Congratulations, Emma. Claire Stelmack. She's an incoming junior at Mounds View High School. Congrats, Claire. Nidhi Sunkam, an incoming senior at Rosemount High School. Congrats, Nidhi. Amanda Tuvey, a recent graduate of Henry Sibley High School. Amanda. Nalini Vang, a recent graduate of the Math and Science Academy in Woodbury. Congratulations, Nalani. Sorry about that. Samiksha Vijay, an incoming senior at Wayzata High School. Congratulations, Samiksha. Anna Wang, an incoming junior at Edina High School. Congratulations, Anna. And last but not least, we have Fiona Wiltsey, an incoming senior at White Bear Lake High School. Woo! I didn't get to clap, so I'll just clap for you all. That was awesome, and that worked quite well. I'm going to share my screen again, Marcos, to go to the kind of final couple slides here. So just wanted to quickly get a little bit of airtime for the rest of our Certificate of Distinction Honorees. Like I mentioned, we had 53 of you in Minnesota this year, which is so awesome, but not everybody could make it today. So just wanted to show the names of the rest of our fabulous honorees. They will also be getting their certificates and their swag bag in the mail. And we have one more slide. So congrats to all of them as well. And so to wrap it up, I just have a couple of reminders. So first of all, we want to make sure that you know that you can and should apply again for the Aspirations Award this fall. We have several tiers of recognition as a part of our recognition program. And so from Certificate of Distinction, you can be recognized at the state level next year if you apply again. And there's even a national level beyond that. So if you are, if you're still in high school, if you haven't graduated yet, we really encourage you to apply again this coming fall. If you are a graduate and you're moving on to college, there's also a collegiate award that you are eligible to apply for. So anybody, whether you're still in high school, whether you just graduated, I encourage you to do some research and think about applying again so that you can kind of continue to rise through the ranks of the Aspirations recognition and continue to, you know, be able to be a part of events like this and get to meet more young women who also are passionate about technology. So that's our first reminder. And our second reminder is that we have already sent out a survey link about this event, and we really want to know what you think. Like I mentioned, I'm involved in the planning committee. We read everyone's comments, and we really care about making sure that you had a good experience, or if not, we want to know about that, so that we can make tweaks and adjust for our events going forward. So we ask, it's like a 2-minute survey. Please fill it out today would be great. Just get it out of the way, and while you still have the event fresh in your mind, we would really appreciate it. And I think with that, I just have some of our fabulous sponsors. As you can see, we have companies from all over the Twin Cities who, just like General Mills, see the importance and the value in supporting the young women in our communities who are passionate about technology. And so all of these companies are here to support you, and we thank them for that. So with that, I think we're adjourned unless Russ has any last minute comments he wants to make.
Thank you, Devin. Well, once again, fabulous event. Thank you so much, especially to General Mills. There's some people that I think, Devin, let's call out a couple people that have been in the background. Maybe you could do that,
Yes.
that are your peers. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, so from General Mills on sort of this event planning committee, we had Katie Preem, who did our welcome. Thank you, Katie. And also Tori Winker, who helped coordinate our whole ceremony and our whole event. Hey, Tori, there she is outside. We also thank our presenters, Nev, Reshma, Kosi, and Andrew. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise and your passion with these honorees. And also thank you to Marcos for running the show.
Marcos, please come forward. Let's
awesome.
let everyone see how all this goes on. All this technology goes on in the background.
Yep.
Hey.
He helps us make it look easy.
Thanks, Marcos. Fabulous. Yeah, I love you. That's what a background looks like for technology. That's lovely.
You could work in audio visual. That's a certain area of technology.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
That's so true. So true. Well, listen, folks, we just want to thank you for your participation. I just want to echo what Devin has said to each and every one of you. You have a phenomenal future ahead of you as you stay connected to technology, whether you're a technologist in its purest sense or whether you go into another career area. Technology is really at the center of all of it. So your skills really matter. We thank you for your involvement. And the only other thing I would just add, Devin, is when they go off to college and they might not necessarily apply for the collegiate award, can you comment just real quickly about clubs and how you stayed connected and how you were connected to even NCWIT at the collegiate level via a club, for instance?
Yeah, I can really briefly share my college experience. So I went to Michigan State University, and we have a Women in Computing club on campus, and I was a part of that club. And part of what we did was technology workshops, actually for Girl Scouts, and we applied for a grant through NCWIT to get some funding to help us pay for like t-shirts and pizza and stuff to help us run that workshop. It was called a Student Seed Fund grant. I think it was a couple $100, but I mean, for us, that was huge to be able to pay for the materials that we wanted to be able to provide and have at our Girl Scout coding workshop. And so NCWIT has a lot of different programs. I think they also have one where you can apply for funding to run your own like summer camp, like technology summer camp for young people. So again, NCWIT has a ton of resources that are worth looking into if that's something, if kind of doing outreach with, folks even younger than yourself is something you're interested in. Also, trying to get involved in a club, whether it's Women in Computing, whether it's SWE, the Society of Women Engineers, and is a great way to make friends and build connections and have that support network as you're going through college.
Super. And as we end, we're going to just ask Marcos to bring on our applause track. and just end on that note. We just want to thank you. Have yourself a wonderful summer.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us.